2001, a real-world exercise tested the emergency response to a bioterror attack on the continental United States. The operation was called Dark Winter. Within just a few days, the simulation spiraled out of control. The operation predicted a rapid breakdown in essential institutions, civil disorder, and massive civilian casualties. Dark Winter has revealed how vulnerable we've become. Our lifestyle, our security, our safety depends on a delicate and unstable economy. We've created a system so complicated that we no longer understand how to control it. Oil, power, shipping, transport. We live in a complex world. And the more complex it gets, the more fragile it becomes. The system is built on a global supply chain that gets things where they're needed, just in time. We've created a house of cards. Remove just one, and everything falls apart. And what's fueling this system?
Money. Americans can spend $90 billion in a single day of shopping. Last year, 200 million people swarmed their local stores on November 23rd. We call that day Black Friday. Did you know that a flu virus can survive on the surface of a banknote for up to 17 days? One day there will be a pandemic. It could begin during the crush of Black Friday sales. A pathogen will jump from tainted banknotes to human skin, onto food, toys, children, and loved ones. By the time patient zero feels the first sore throat, millions of people will already be infected. From this point, the breakdown will happen fast.
Day 1. Hospitals will reach capacity. Panic will strike. Day 2. Quarantine zones will be established. Resources will be rationed. Transport will go into lockdown. Day 3. International trade will stop. The oil will dry up. The stock market will collapse. Day 4. The power will fail. The shelves will be empty. The taps will run dry. And once hunger and despair take hold, people will do anything for survival. By day 5, everyone will be a potential threat.
What will it take to save what remains?
Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Kakwadash. It's your brother Karatazar from GMS, Gulf Coast, Mississippi, House of Judah. I'm going to give double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone who rule well, teach well, worthy of double honors. Sincere salutations and blessings. Peace and safety to the hopeful elect that I can push in this word and truth and sincerity across the four winds. And that opening clip. We're about to go on a dark winter. And it wasn't a coincidence that Joe Biden said that. That was the spirit of Yahweh Shah. It's a season. Ecclesiastes 3:1, it's a season to everything, a time to every purpose under the heaven, And Sages 9:5, for like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. America falls under that word when it says all, the system that we're under. There was a time when America was erected, and it's a season when America is going to pass. Just like the seasons, it doesn't stay winter all year round, And even so, the times also of the highest have plain beginnings and wonder and powerful works and endings and effects and signs. Just like you don't need a weatherman to tell you when the springtime is coming. The Lord gives effects and signs, and it's no different. Let me see. Salakia. see. Matthew 16:3. And in the morning it will be foul weather today, for the sky is red and lowering. O ye hypocrites, ye can discern the face of the sky, but can you not discern the signs of the times? You know, because the Lord gives signs for us to measure, signs and prophecies. You know, I want to go into the word tribulation. It means narrow, tight, straits, distress, trouble, affliction, anguish. You know, I'm gonna go ahead and pull up some scriptures on here to follow along, to go into tribulation. It's Deuteronomy 4 and 29. It says, but if from thence thou shalt seek the Lord thy power, thou shalt find him, if thou seek him with all thy heart, which word heart means mind. And how do you seek the Lord? By understanding the scriptures and his word, his commandments, what he commands you to do as a man or a woman of Israel. It says, and with all thy soul, verse 30, when thou art in tribulation, and all these things shall come upon thee, even in the latter days, if thou turn to the Lord thy power, and shall be obedient unto his voice. And what's the voice of the Lord? The Lord speaks through his prophets. As it says in Luke 1:68, blessed be the Lord, power of Israel, for he hath visited and redeemed his people, and has, verse 69, has raised up a horn of salvation unto us in the house of his servant David. Verse 70, as he spoke by the mouth of his holy prophets, which have been since the world began, you know. And so the Lord speaks, his voice are his prophets. And it says he has raised a horn of salvation for the house of his servant David. And that word horn, it means strength, or a symbol for strength and courage, because just like animals like bulls, they defend themselves with their horns. You know, it's equivalent to help. You know, and our help is the Messiah, Yahweh Shah, our mighty and valiant helper, our author of deliverance. Back in Deuteronomy 4:31, it says, 4:30, it says, even in the latter days, if thou turn to the Lord thy power, and shall be obedient unto his voice. Verse 31, for the Lord, let me see. For the Lord thy power is a merciful power. He will not forsake thee, neither destroy thee, nor forget the covenant of thy fathers, which he swore unto them. You know, the Lord is a faithful power, merciful. He's not righteous. He's not unrighteous to forget your labors of love, of seeking him, of trusting in him, of serving him. Let me get Matthew 24. Matthew 24, verse 21. It says, "For then shall be great tribulation." It's talking about these times. It says, "Such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be." That we're in a time that never before and never will be. This is a time of prophecy. It says 22, "And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved." That's why, it seems like the days are going by faster. Not just daylight saving time, but even before that, it seems like the days were speeding up, because if the Lord didn't speed the days up and speed the times up, Esau, the so-called white man, would destroy the whole earth as he has been doing, destroying the ecosystem, the animals, the order of the earth, of nature, food, air, water, everything. And people, killing people by the millions. It says, "But for the elect's sake, those days should be shortened." The Lord shall avenge and save his elect that cry day and night unto him, as it says in Luke 18:7. He's going to send his angels to gather his elect from the four winds of the earth, as it says in Mark 13:27. Even though the number of the children of Israel be as the sand of the sea, there are billions of us on the earth, and the Lord told Abraham that he would bless him, his seed, to be as the sands of the sea, innumerable. And that's the blessing that we will receive in the kingdom, will be innumerable, and but a remnant of the Lord of Israel shall be saved, the elect, as it says in Romans 9:27. But two-thirds of our people will be cut off and die, as it says in Zechariah 13:8. But the third shall be left therein. That's the elect, the 1/3, I'm gonna get Jeremiah 30 and verse 7. It says, "Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it." That's this time that we're in, that we're coming into, It is even the time of Jacob's trouble. Jacob, again, the son of Isaac, who he gave the blessing to. The blessing to rule over the nations, over his, I'm going to just grab it real fast, Lord willing. Hold on, Salakia. 1 second. Genesis 27 and Salakia. Genesis 27 and starting at 28, it says, "Therefore Yahweh give thee of the dew of heaven and the fatness of the earth and plenty of corn and wine." Verse 29, "Let the people serve thee and nations bow down to thee. Be Lord over thy brethren, and let thy mother's sons bow down to thee. Cursed be everyone that curseth thee, and blessed be he that blesseth thee." This is the blessing that Isaac gave to Jacob, to rule over all the nations. That Jacob is the progenitor of Israel. He had 12 sons, and those are the 12 tribes of Israel. He's our forefather, whose name was changed from Jacob to Israel. Israel in the Hebrew is Yasharallah, meaning prince of the power, because Jacob wrestled the angel, and the angel changed his name because he said, as a prince, Jacob had power with Yahweh, God, and with men, But this is that this trouble that is upon us is a time like never before. That's the point of this Jeremiah 30:7. Let me see. I'm gonna grab one more scripture and close it out. Okay, I'm gonna get Zephaniah 1:14. It says, the great day of the Lord is near. It is near and hasteth greatly. It's coming very quickly. It says that the Lord is gonna come like a thief in the night. It says, roughly paraphrasing, our salvation is nearer than we believed. It's gonna come upon the wicked unawares, and take them. It's continuing. It says, even the voice of the day of the Lord, the mighty men shall cry there bitterly. And the mighty man goes into, mostly the military men that are just mighty, strong, valiant men upon the earth. They're going to cry very bitterly. And it's going to continue to explain here in verse 15. It says, that day is a day of wrath. The Lord's wrath, which wrath means extreme anger. It says a day of trouble and distress, a day of wasteness and desolation. A lot of people are going to die and be without desolate, without food because of the famine. It says a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness, because the day of the Lord is darkness and not light, morning. It says in verse 17, and I will bring distress upon men, and they shall walk like blind men, because they have sinned against the Lord. Yeah, because the Lord said he will blind all the wicked, those that turn away from the Lord, that don't turn back to seek him, those of our people, the Israelites, who, poo-hoo the word of the Lord and say they don't regard it, but they don't realize that there's a penalty for turning away from the Lord. There's consequences for shooing the word of the Lord away. And the consequences are all these plagues that are coming upon the earth. They're made for the wicked, man. And 2/3 of our people are wicked because they transgress the law, they sin. It says, and their blood shall be poured out as dust, and their flesh as the dung, because just beginning with this vaccine that's being made mandatory. Whoever doesn't take it, the military is from the government, they're going to try to force people to take it. And if you don't have the Lord, if you're not seeking the Lord to the best of your ability, then he's going to allow you to be destroyed, because that's who all this is made for. But a lot of people are going to die because those of our people who don't want to take the vaccine, the military, they're going to resist it, and the military is going to force them, use deadly force, guns, the modern day sword. But verse 18, it says, neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord's wrath. Yeah, it don't matter if you're a rapper, you're a celebrity, you got hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars, you still gonna have to take the vaccine. But you're not even that, you're gonna be susceptible or subject to the Lord's wrath because you're wicked, if you're not seeking him. it says, but the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of his jealousy, because the Lord is not a respecter of persons. He doesn't care what you have. All the wisdom and knowledge of this world is foolishness to him. And riches profit not in the day of his wrath, man. It doesn't matter how much money you got. It says, for he shall make even a speedy hold on, so like it says, for he shall make even a speedy riddance of all them that dwell in the land. And that's why he says, 1,000 shall fall at thy right hand and 10,000 at thy left hand. Roughly paraphrasing, man, because a lot of people are gonna die, from these vaccines, from famine, from martial law, them resisting the troops, and race riots and diseases. But that's why the Lord put his prophets upon the scene, man, to warn our people. From the beginning, he put Noah on the scene to warn the people of the flood. So it shows you that the Lord has always put his prophets on the scene. But the Lord is going to bring plagues upon the earth, famine, the sword. The modern day sword is the gun, which the sword of the Lord is Esau, because back in Genesis 34, Isaac blessed Esau, the brother of Jacob, with the blessing of the sword to rule over the earth, man. So that's the Lord's sword, and everything that's going on now is going to escalate. The riots, uprising of the people, police brutality, military. It's going to go into military brutality. They're going to force the vaccine through using the military. That's the time that we're in. All of this is going to happen before. And then not only that, but normal civilians are going to be invading one another with swords, man, in their hands, guns, just robbing each other for lack of bread. Whatever weapon they can get their hands on, just killing one another. A lot of people are going to be put to death. They're going to resort to cannibalism, eating dead bodies for the lack of bread, for the lack of food. It's a famine. The government made the farmers destroy their crops just earlier this year when the COVID first kicked off. So it's only a limited amount of food, in the whole earth, because the Lord is making all of this happen. He's bringing a famine because this is his prophecies coming to pass, and no man can turn back the plagues of the Lord, the prophecies of the Lord. And if you don't believe about cannibalism, you can look up the account of the man getting stuck in the elevator with his wife, his Edomite, and they were stuck in the elevator for less than 24 hours, and the man ate his wife. Less than 24 hours, and he ate his own wife. So just imagine how it would be out here with the rest of humanity, especially in America, where America is the most obese country in the world, where people are just overweight. They eat at every occasion that they can. There are gonna be checkpoints, as it says in 2 Ezra 15 and 17. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. They're gonna shut down the interstates for military traveling only. People are gonna be in lockdowns and not be able to leave their neighborhoods, leave their houses. Whoever resists the vaccines and ultimately the RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast, are gonna be put into sent and forced into FEMA camps, concentration camps. You know, America is divided into 10 different FEMA regions with concentration camps. You know, when a chip becomes mandatory, people are going to be sent there that don't want to comply with the New World Order, with the government, you know. And the Lord has bringing his vengeance upon the world because the people are proud, man. Because of their pride, the city shall be troubled and the houses shall be destroyed and men shall be afraid. Back in 2nd Ezra 15, man, verse 18. Because the Lord hates pride, man. Proverbs 16-18, pride goeth before destruction, you know. And a lot of people are going to be humbled, you know, and be very afraid, man. And they're not going to have any pity upon their neighbors and destroy their houses with the sword, man. Everybody's going to bug out. All hell is going to break loose, you know. And it's going to be great tribulation. But Lord willing, this was edifying. Till the next time I say shalom.